what would cause other people, meaning my team, either my directors, my admin, my staff, to be smarter and more capable around me? Which also means, what could people do on their own if I just gave them a little bit more space? So this is being really putting the spotlight on yourself, meaning if I did something, maybe that would cause the people to be smarter around me. If I stopped talking so much, would that allow the space for the other person to actually think? Sometimes we feel like, oh, I have all the good ideas. No, you don't. You just don't stop talking, so no one has room to get in their ideas, right? So I worked with this director also, talks a lot. She's genius, really smart, Bank Street College graduate, genius of a director, genius. And she was like, this teacher's not creative. I'm like, I want you to not talk for 10 minutes after you ask her to share an idea. Just shh. She's like, honey, I felt like I was in labor. That's how painful it was for me to be quiet. She's like, but the teacher had some really good ideas. I'm like, do you realize how much you talk and how much you take up space in the room, and how the fact that you were just quiet, the teacher finally spoke? You were just quiet. That's all you had to do. But again, how painful, she compared it to labor. Okay, because it was that hard for her because she likes to talk. So again, that would be something that she would write down, let's say. So think about what's that thing? You know, it's like the kid that ties their shoes. My mother's always like, why are you not just tying his shoes? Like, you know, look at him, he's struggling, he's trying so hard and he can't do it, just do it for him. And I'm like, it's okay, come, let's sit together. I'll put my arm around you. We'll watch him struggle together. Like, it's okay. But again, he could do it on his own because you got to give him the space, right? And it comes from a place of love. My mom loves my son, obviously, and she doesn't want to see him struggle because he's struggling to tie his shoes. And she doesn't want to see that because she doesn't want to see pain. But it's not pain, it's struggle. And I always tell this to my kids. I'm like, you don't have to feel good all the time. It's okay if you're a little bit uncomfortable. It's okay if something is hard for you. It's okay if that feeling in your stomach feels like, ooh, I don't want to go say hi to the person. It's okay. You still say hi. It's okay. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. Okay, did anyone write something interesting that they want to share? Yes, please.
I just wrote, if I delegate something, and then I would ask questions. Are you comfortable with this task? Is there anything you need from me? Is there anything you want to review if you're good? And then just to have reasonable expectations.
Great.
And to make specific compliments after they do it.
Yes, and I'm going to have some specific strategies of specific questions to ask teachers after you give them a task. But I love that you wrote that. How can I get the full brain power of my team? If you really look at your teacher roster of the teachers that you wrote down, or your admins, your teachers are so much smarter than you will ever give them credit for. So much smarter. Think about yourself. Sometimes you feel like, you know what, I could have done that so much better than that person, right? Sometimes we'll see other people do things and we're like, I'm smarter than that. But we don't tap into that, right? Well, your teachers are the exact same way. Some of them are so much smarter, so much brighter, have really good ideas, super talented, but we don't harness it. And so they just remain in apathy and boredom because we don't harness that. So what would be a way that we could start getting some brain power from our team? How could we start pulling out the brain power? And it could be something as simple as just being quiet. That I commit to silence when I talk to teachers and get comfortable with wait time.